All right, so another season of Shameless has come and gone, and it was a season. This is a show that I once truly loved until recent years, and ever since season 5, I feel like it's just living in the shadow of what it once was. The last great season, in my opinion, was season 4. I kind of feel like everything after that season has been passable at best, with just like some great or good moments. Initially, I started watching Shameless in between seasons 3 and 4, like way before it was on Netflix, and just totally blew up. Just like exploded in terms of popularity. Like everyone and a mother watches this. I don't know why I said it like that, but everybody watches this show now. In my opinion, the show probably should have ended after season 7, and now it's just a meandering exploration of the Gallaghers. Like, that's what I feel like this show is now. On the whole, I feel like season 8 was just meh. It was just like, that's like the only thing that comes to mind. I know it really doesn't make any sense. It's not quite a word, it's just a feeling. I feel, that's just what I feel about it. And mostly, that means nothing. I felt nothing. Or should I say, it made me feel nothing. And I honestly thought the season started out pretty strong. We get to see Fiona's good decision making finally pay off. Lip seems like he's on good footing. And there is that Frank storyline of, you know, he was going to get a real job and like stop fucking around and stop drinking. And I really thought that they were going to lean into that they weren't going to go the predictable route. Like, oh, there's Frank. He says something, but he's not going to do it. He's going to go back to drinking. And I was like, no, you know what? Hopefully they'll just see this through. But they don't. And by episode 8, he's drinking again. On the bright side, however, Debbie wasn't such a fucking huge, intolerable bitch this season.
Can you take Liam to Head Start on your way? Like I've done every day for the last 4 months? Yes, I think I can handle that. Oh, and I'll be sure to pick Liam up after school like I always do, too. Come on, Liam.
Sorry, sleepy.
Come on, Liam!
There was a lot of promise towards the beginning of the season, but sort of in the middle, and especially at the end, it really fell off the wagon for me big time. I mean, I've invested so much of my dumb life in this show, I'm not just gonna stop watching it, but holy hell, was this season boring. It's just boring. Let me just take a minute and break down a bunch of things that happen in this season with really no payoff. They're just things that happen. Sean shows up around episode 4, just because. Kevin learns his real family is actually a bunch of rednecks, just because. Lip starts screwing a girl who chokes him while they're having sex. Okay, that's funny, right? Because that's funny. Debbie gets her toes cut off just because? What? This in particular really kind of irked me because I felt like they were just doing this to do something shocking. Let me just contrast that. Why can't I say the word contrast right now? Let me contrast that scene with a scene in season 3. The scene I'm talking about is where Mickey is in their kitchen and he's getting a bullet dug out of his ass. And Fiona walks in on them and is like, what is going on? And at that same time, a social security worker comes in. And she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna take the kids now. You're digging up bones and there's some guy getting a bullet dug out of his ass. Fuck. But that shocking moment had weight to the plot. Because that happened, something else happened. In this case, Debbie got her toes cut off, and then nothing really happens. It's just, Debbie's missing toes. What the fuck was the purpose in that? The one storyline that I did find really compelling this season was when Ian and Fiona were arguing over ownership of the church. Mostly because the two of them have always been really cool with each other. They never really have gotten into any big fights or anything with each other. So it was interesting to, kind of see how it played out and sort of weird how it led to, Ian having a mental breakdown again. Which leads to another plot point that I felt was weak. And let me just say before I get into this, I feel like Ian's storyline is the only thing that has been exceptionally good about the later seasons of Shameless. Watching him, grow from psychotic, I'm gonna steal a baby to, now he's an EMT, that was great. That was a great arc, and it took time. It didn't just happen. But now I guess the writers of the show feel like it's time for him to just be unstable again because he's been too stable for too long, I guess. Who knows? And Carl's arc this season was so boring. I'm not getting into it. And I feel like Lip and Fiona's arcs this season were they just weren't noteworthy. I'll say Lip had a great moment towards the end of the episode when he finally told Sierra I'm not into this anymore, and that he really hadn't spent a long stretch of his life sober, and he was just kind of finding out who he was. He did a good job with that scene, and that was a good moment. But like I said, that's what I feel like this show is anymore. It's just some good moments. And when I think about Fiona's arc this season and whether or not she's grown or changed, it's what did she do? She was a landlord. She dealt with the people in her building. She made friends with a lesbian couple. She starts screwing an Irish woodsman? I don't know, wood craftsman? Who honestly, he kind of annoys me, and he's a character who takes himself way too seriously. And then the Kev V and Svetlana thing happened. That was another thing that just happened. She ends up marrying an old man, but there's a prenup. Prenup. And then the episode just pretty much ends. I was baffled at how it ended. This was an episode that just ends. And there is going to be another season. I cannot believe there's going to be 9 seasons of this show. It's too many. I think 8 is too many. 9 is just too much. What else can we do with these characters now? I have no idea where else this show has left to go. I don't, but in a weird way, I do have faith in the writers. I mean, no matter what, I'm still gonna watch. But I have absolutely no predictions for season 9. But no matter what I say about this show, I know that it's had one hell of a run, and no matter what, I'll still be watching, and I will still cry like a baby when the show ends. So I'll see you in season 9. Jesus Christ. 9 fucking seasons of this show. Thanks for watching, bye!